Well, hey guys, it's Girl Got Game. Welcome back to Hakuoki Edo Blossoms, where we're going to do Ryouma's unrequited love ending route, which will probably be sad, knowing the unrequited love endings in this game. So we're in Chapter 4 with low romance and low corruption, and there's only a couple of choices to make in Chapter 4, and we're only changing one of them. And the first one is here when we're with our dear sister-brother, right before his untimely demise. And this time, we have not taken Ryouma's teachings to heart, and we feel guilty. Believe me, I hear them. Don't believe for a second that I don't understand where you're coming from. But using the water of life and the Furies to seek some demented revenge on mankind? I don't think that's right either. Most of mankind doesn't want to persecute us.
You and your sycophantic idealism are boring me to sleep. Has this wannabe Westerner corrupted you to the extent that reason has left you altogether?
Okay. Now we're back around. Has a very small change. She didn't actually side with him as much as I thought she was going to, so maybe she did learn after all. But that's not going to stop Shiranui from rushing in here. Come on, Shiranui, I know you're out there. And there he goes. Dad has long since peaced out. Okay, so Ryouma still encourages us to hold his hand, which is nice. Okay, so now we have to run into the Shinsengumi again, because the next option is to give him blood. Which we still have to do to keep the corruption low. I wonder where it's going to change. I kind of feel... well... I think we're going to get to Nakaoka at least. Maybe Nakaoka's going to beat him this time? Not entirely sure. Don't know if Ryouma has to watch his friend die again. Maybe he stays behind to help Sanon and Heisuke deal with Dad. That could be a bad ending though. It's hard to tell. Okay, so we're gonna go deal with Nakaoka. Alright. Here we go again. I'm still sad that we couldn't save Nakaoka. Okay. Still going back and forth. I don't think he got him. Okay, so Nakaoka's not the one to deal the killing blow. And he still leaves him in our hands. There he goes. And so it's up to Dad, I guess. Wouldn't it be wild if Ryouma stays here? No. What is going to happen here? This was how it ended very romantically last time. I've all of a sudden been filled with dread. This is not going anywhere the way I thought it was going to. Okay, let's do this.
No, there's no need.
Why would you say that? I felt foolish as soon as I posed the question. That's why he doesn't have to go in the shade. Ryouma's body was starting to wither like ash, floating into the wind like cinders from the fire. Why? His body sparkled with twinkling reflections of sunlight. It was... Ryouma, no! I was devastated, helpless as it happened in front of me. In the same way Nakaoka disintegrated to ash, was Ryouma's life expiring as well?
Sorry. I know I told you we'd sail the sea.
What? No! Ryouma, no! I grabbed onto him hysterically. Ryouma, though, looked at peace, ready to embrace whatever came next with poise.
Let me get a good look at your face. The face of the woman who stole my heart.
His hands lovingly cupped over my cheeks. Rays of sunlight beat down upon us, turning Ryouma's skin into the shade of porcelain. Eventually...
Thank you. Whatever comes next, I'll be waiting for you, Chizuru.
One last time, Ryouma flashed his signature grin, giving me one last taste of his magic. Girl, no. Please, it's too sad. Then all of his body's ashes floated into the wind, melted like a cloud by the midday sun. It continues. Interesting. I was just about to call out Shiranui and be like, oh, you didn't interrupt that time, eh? But you know what? I'm glad you didn't. Afterwards, the Aizu had officially announced their surrender to the Imperial Army. Word of the surrender traveled through Sendai, all the way to the last bastion of resistance forces holding out in the land known as Ezo. In the end, unfortunately, even this bastion had fallen, unable to hold the tide of Imperial soldiers. By June of 1869, what remained of the shogunate had tendered their surrender as well. It still goes. Even following the war's conclusion, I had chosen to reside in Shirakawa, deep inside of Yukimura village. I believed Kaoru deserved the war's outcome. The village was completely silent. Somehow it was untouched by the Great War, a place of refuge for those who remembered it. I was on my knees, praying in front of Kaoru's grave. Then I prepared myself to leave when... Hi! I was not expecting an ending with Shiranui. I don't know why this is like getting me all teary-eyed. Shiranui came to visit me. Okay.
Oh, look who it is. What a pleasant surprise to find you here.
Shiranui.
Here to pay respects to your brother.
Yes. I figured my brother would want to know the outcome of the war.
I see. What are you going to do from now on? Do you have a place to go?
I'm thinking of going to Tosa. I must tell Ryouma's family about everything that happened during the war.
What? You plan on telling them that after their son died at Omiya, he was resurrected as a fury? They'd never believe you.
Even so, I must tell them. I contemplated Ryouma's precious philosophies, and I sought to tell them of his life after Omiya. Although it was unlikely that history would ever honor him in the way he deserved to be remembered, at the very least, his family deserved to be keepers of his memory, to protect the image of this great man.
I see. Well, whenever that is complete, you are more than welcome to seek refuge in my village. After all, the two of us are demons.
Thank you. I bowed politely and took my leave without a word. Shiranui route, though? Time for me to see where Ryouma was born. I had never visited Tosa before, so I was curious in knowing where he gained all of his quirks. My only prior knowledge was of its location beside the sea, so I anticipated the taste of its salty breeze. Whenever Ryouma spoke of Tosa, I saw some hint of sorrow in his eyes. If only I could have asked him how much the city had meant to him. As I dragged my tired feet towards the Tosa domain, I fought back tears, thinking of the man I loved. Wow. I love that. I genuinely loved that and was very teary-eyed about it. The only thing that bothered me is that there's no reason for him turning into dust. It's like, if we hadn't given him blood, I would have bought it more. But, and this is like a thing that bugs me about this game, is that the choices don't really add up to the endings you get. But because we were like, I understand to our brother, he just turns into dust. Like, wait a minute. Nothing changed. Just that little thing. That has nothing to do with whether you turn to dust or not, sir. Goodness gracious me. But other than that, it was a very, very touching goodbye between the two of them. I adore when Chizuru continues past the unrequited love ending, kind of finds a purpose for herself in some way. So it was neat. It was funny that we actually got more info on how the war ended, not getting the good ending. And then I like that she went to go see her brother, and then was going to go see his family, and that Shiranui still kept an eye on her and actually offered for her to come to his village, which is amazing. I would love to go to Shiranui's village. Can I have a headcanon that they got together at some point? I'm sorry, Ryouma. I know you haven't been dead long, but Shiranui's also an awesome dude. Oh. That was really good, though. That did not play out any way that I thought it was, but it was good. So I approve. I approve heartily of that. Just aside from the fact that that choice ending up in that outcome does not make sense. Whatever. Alright, well that's that. So now it's on to bad ends / game over ends, guys. So I'll see you over there for the first one.